Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen news with a schedule of what's coming up this week. Also a deeper delve into what Star Citizen's EUPU, so the European Persistent Universe team, and Arena Commander feature teams are working on, and what improvements they're going to be bringing to the game. From this week in Star Citizen, Tuesday, the 25th of October, the narrative team is going to bring us a Galactopedia update. These are actually quite interesting, typically. They give us sort of updates on star systems and lore, alien races, all that sort of stuff. Tuesday also kicks off a set of dynamic events, so we've got both Jump Down and the Ninetales Lockdown for the next week. Just keep an eye out in your Mobiglass for priority missions. Bam, go and do them, get some money. Wednesday has the latest roadmap roundup. This should give us better details of exactly what's planned for the Star Citizen Alpha 3.17.4 patch and what we're getting for the 2952 Intergalactic Aerospace Expo. Thursday, Inside Star Citizen returns with a look at the underground facilities that were shown at CitizenCon 2022 as they enter their production phase, which is awesome to hear. That means they will be in our hands at some point, hopefully next year. Also, Cloud Imperium Games will be showing us the latest updates on the Gen12 renderer, which sounds like it's getting a lot of implementation in Alpha 3.18. Friday, we've got Star Citizen Live with the Mission Features team and a follow-up discussion from their investigations presentation at CitizenCon. So this is the deeper investigation missions that will be in-game that they're sort of building up tools for to be able to make lots of them. Cloud Imperium Games have also said that they will have some additional guests on their live show in the second part of it anyway, and you can watch this on the Star Citizen Twitch at 3 PM UTC on Friday. The latest Jump Point issue will also go out to subscribers, and Cloud Imperium have also said, "We'd love to feature your commercials on Star Citizen Live. Post a 30-second in-lore commercial for your org, a ship, or even schmaltz. Post those to the community hub for a chance to be highlighted, and let me give you a quick example of the sort of thing they want." Here at Kelto, we have one simple goal: to bring you the items you need quickly and easily. We've got everything you need: food, drinks, toys for the little ones, guns for the wife, all inside one store, Kelto. Just walk inside to begin your astronomical savings. Using the latest in Moby technology and machine learning, we know exactly what you've picked up and have already charged you. Want something hot and ready to go? How about hot dogs, nachos, or burritos? Kelto. We've even got the latest in Gemini ballistic weapons, like the Gemini F-55 LMG, featuring an explosive rate of fire that tops over 1,000 rounds per minute. It's the best light machine gun you can get in a convenience store. Looking for something a bit smaller for the kids? We also carry the Gemini LH86 pistol, perfect for those small hands. So come down to Kelto today for quality products at low prices. In the second half of Star Citizen Live taking flight, and we've already talked about the first half in a previous video, we got to talk to the EUPU team and see a bit of a sort of life as a programmer. We had 3 devs, all of which have been working on the room system, but some of them have been working on loot generation and harvestables, laser mines, mining gadgets. But basically, on their team, they turn designers' ideas into something that works in engine, and they sort of also are sort of making tools that allow level designers to make and place all of the rest of the content in game. So they make the systems that designers want into reality and then help get that actually in game. They might do a little bit of everything as well, like a little bit of UI work, a little bit of design work to sort of get a feature into a testable state to advance it so they can then sort of evolve it or get it into a workable state. They also reality check ideas that won't work and go, no, this won't work, go back to the drawing board. But the balance between design and code is pretty well maintained, so the teams are sort of aware of what's going on and what they can do and what they can put out to the EUPU team for sort of advancement. Sometimes they have to make concessions, sometimes they rewrite code, other times they ask designers to redesign a system entirely, or at least parts of it. Some of the work is cleaning up things that have broken in code with new patches, but hopefully that doesn't happen too much. The persistent entity streaming stuff has caused some waves as gameplay teams need to rethink, tweak, and clean up code for the new systems. They are re-evaluating all their systems at the moment to make sure they keep up with the latest tech. The resource system they are building uses the same underlying logic as the refactored cargo system and physicalized cargo. The resource system is not just the circuitry of a ship, although it is partly that. It takes fuel and makes it into power and moves it between the systems in a circuit. That circuit can be disrupted, but it also is encompassing other systems like gravity generators, life support systems, fire, damage control, engineering, and physical components, and much more. Recently, they had a bug with the room system and inventory that sort of had you, if you dragged your helmet out of your inventory and put it on your head or whatever, it would confuse the system, as technically the helmet itself is a room because it has its own atmosphere. So they're sorting that out. And another old bug would have a ship flashlight or other small items detach from your ship and then bump into your ship, causing damage, eventually causing your ship to explode. They are working on salvage and hull scraping at the moment. They are in the finishing touches phase, a sort of bug fixing phase. They have also been looking at vending machine repair prototypes that they had made a while ago. So they basically had these vending machines they had made that had a load of interactivity for fixing, and this was sort of like built originally to see what they could do with their tech at the time, and sort of go, well, how complicated can we make a system, and then what sort of things can we do with that, and then work out what gameplay we'd want for missions or sort of interactables that work like this. People are moving into the new UK offices at the moment, some of which have only ever worked remotely for CIG before, so they might have been hired during the pandemic, for example. So they're getting to meet everyone, and they say it's a great working environment. It's awesome to be able to share ideas and collaborate. From what I've been told of those new studios, that they are absolutely fantastic. They look after their staff really well. There's loads of games and nice food and baristas and cool stuff going on in that studio to really help creative juices flow, to encourage devs to want to come into the studio and to have a really great day at work. Hopefully, that will translate into having a much better product because of it. There was a thread on Spectrum for Arena Commander and Star Marine live feedback for 3.17.2. So that's collecting a load of player feedback on those modes, but there's a lot of stuff that goes into that then immediately comes into the persistent universe, or is directly related to ship combat, or is directly related to FPS combat, that then is in our hands almost immediately. And that can be bug fixes, that can be little tweaks. The DJ Bootin, who works at CIG, posted some replies addressing some of the feedback on that thread, and I just want to sort of talk about it. We're going to jump in with the replies that this dev gave, because he sort of gives them a quick prefix of, bam, this is what we're talking about, and this is the sort of fixes and what's happening with it. HUD visibility issues. This is brought up quite often internally, and while I personally don't play part in the art and design of a map, I heavily lean on the side that we should not be changing maps and environments to suit the UI. The UI should be improved to suit the many environments it can find itself in. Such is the purpose of Arena Commander, to push these kinds of issues. Part of Dying Star's gameplay is flying off towards the star of thick fog, using the environment to your advantage, but I agree that it's very clear from feedback that the map is suffering a bit too much from visibility issues. I've tasked Up Design to do a review of the map to ensure we're happy with it, and if we can tone it down. We're unlikely to do more than that, as again I'd rather push on improvements to the UI, as even you mentioned this is not a problem specific to Arena Commander. The persistent universe suffers from it. Tossing around of ships by invisible forces. We and the vehicle team are aware of this. I'll chase it up. Broken Moon asteroid collision issues. Thanks for calling this out. Our QA also encountered this week. We'll look into it. Regarding the invisible collisions in Broken Moon, we're currently investigating. Current theory is that it's caused by desync from free flight servers that have been up for a while. Leaderboard and score exploiting. Hot topic internally, and yes, we agree. I'm going to look into ways to improve this later this year. Private lobbies, I'm still actively working on this. I can only apologise for it taking so long, as outside of forming the new team, I have to refactor quite a few core systems and also rely on assist from the network teams who have been swamped with persistent entity streaming and server meshing. They won't be returning for 3.18, but I'm hopeful for soon after. We'll communicate it out once it's closer to being complete, so folks can organise tournaments and org battles. Arena Commander squads limited to 4. This has been resolved in my feature stream and will release same time as private lobbies. He went on to say in some other replies, Loadout Manager, we totally are in agreement with how frustrating this UI is. Unfortunately, it's Flash and a complete waste of time to work on. Instead, we'll explore converting it into building blocks sometime in the future. It's high on our list of things to tackle, especially that loadouts are for each team and mode. Should just be able to select from X number of custom loadouts for any mode. Private lobbies. I've replied elsewhere in this thread, but this is in more detail, but In short, it's being actively worked on and is our highest priority item. It's just, as it involves collaboration with services and networking, they are obviously busy with persistent entity streaming and server meshing, so not certain on when that's going to be ready for live. Last Stand's name, I've wanted to change it for a while. I'll be getting it renamed to Control. Reporting players, scoreboard interactions. I looked into how we would add this last week, and it got scheduled for sometime early next year. This will include being able to add friends and invite to party. Will we be able to join an Arena Commander and a Star Marine match as an org? For team-based modes, yes. The max squad size will change per game mode, so you can fill an entire team with your squad. I'll be resolving the issues with team auto-balancing, separating squads for when this releases. Scoring in Arena Commander and Star Marine will also be based on a percentage of your damage dealt to the target that was killed. They're going to be tweaking and balancing that so it is appropriate to the mode, the ship, and all that sort of jazz as well. They're going to be adding countermeasures to pickups in Arena Commander. For 3.18, we've reduced the smoke and ash particles both in size and frequency, greatly reducing the brightness and glare around the Arena Commander levels, and other visibility improvements have also been made. We've also had a few internal playtests and requested feedback from other teams. So far, it's been very positive. Boom! That's it for the news today, but what do you think? Will we see improvements to Arena Commander and the Persistent Universe from the work that the Arena Commander feature team are doing in Alpha 3.18, as well as, I suppose, early 2023. Are you looking forward to the resource system that seems to have a huge amount of devs working on it and encompasses so much gameplay, including damage control and engineering, and let's go on for about the resource system for ages. Do you think that the Gen12 renderer work will see a solid improvement in performance, potentially even in 3.18? And obviously, soon after that, we should see Vulkan integration. Are you going to be getting involved in the dynamic events that are going on this week? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. NordCon 2952, the road to Nord 4.0. What do you want out of NordVPN.com/BoredGamer? Nord base building? Nord hunting 2.0? A dynamic Nordonomy? I'm personally looking forward to the latest Nord cruiser. In the meantime, I'm going to make do with NordVPN protecting my data from insidious space pirates and giving me unrivaled access to all the content that the internet has to offer. Use the links below. Note, NordCon 2952 does not actually exist. Also adding to my shill pile, Tobii Eye Tracker 5 gives you precise head tracking and control with your eyes. That's the sound of my eyes controlling the lasers, giving you unprecedented immersion in Star Citizen. You can basically aim lasers with your eyes. Pew pew! Use the links below and code BoredGamer for discount. Every month we have a ship giveaway for Star Citizen. For October, we're giving away a Cutlass Black with pirate skin, lifetime insurance, and Star Citizen game package. All you need to jump into the game. Just comment on any of my videos made during October to be in for a chance of winning that. If you would like to further support the channel, please consider becoming a channel member with the join button below my videos, or potentially becoming a Patreon. You'll get access to some exclusive content, and it really helps the channel out. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the channel. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video, and have a great October.